Hey YouTube, Herbal Prepper here, and today I wanted to show you a few herbs that are in your yard that are considered weeds that are very useful. All of these are edible and can be used topically. Now the first one that comes to mind that I always look for is plantain. Now this is plantain. This broadleaf plantain. Now it's easily identifiable by the stems. The stems run vertical up the leaf instead of off the main stem, the main vein. Okay, so you have this, and then this is the same type, it's just smaller, less mature. But that's pretty much what the plant looks like. See how it grows out of itself there? Okay, now how do you use this? You can use this on cuts, scrapes, bumps, bruises, wounds. The best way to use it is make a spit poultice. Do like this, stick it in the mouth, chew it up. The saliva is slightly acidic and will help pull some of the properties. And then you can just take it at that point, once it's chewed up, and expose the essential oils. You would place it on the wound. And then if you want, you can grab another one, and then if you have in your bug out bag some tape, place that other one over the top here, and then place some tape across it like that, and then that will give you like a herbal bandage, in other words. Now, if it's questionable about the area and you don't want to actually eat it for nutritional value, or you don't want to use it in your mouth as a spit poultice, you can just kind of crush it like I'm doing. You might can even hear this, but my son's over there playing on his little four-wheeler, so you might not. Anyways, but you crush this, and as you can see, I'm starting to get some moisture here. And then you would just place it on the boo-boo, and then go on about your business. But yep, that's plantain. And the next one that comes to mind, that everyone should know, but might not if it's not flowering, is dandelion. If memory serves me right, there are over 300 different types of dandelions. Some are more jagged than others, and this being one that's more jagged. There's a jagged dandelion, as you can see, and let me show you this one. This one's not quite as jagged, more rounded off at the top, and then this one is. Now, they're all edible, they are all safe. And a good way to identify them is taking your hand, and I'm doing this with one hand here, but take your hand and run your hand down the back stem. It should be smooth. There might be a couple little hairs on mature ones, but it should be smooth and not prickly, not hurt. The best way to use this is going to be plucking the small, tender, and what I mean by tender, not really rough and jagged. Now I can find some out here that are going to be very, very stiff and hard. Those are mature, they're going to be very bitter. But bitter is something that's good for us. We need that in our diet. Sweets are not good for us. Sugar is absolutely bad. It breeds candida, which is yeast, and it feeds parasites. So you want to make sure you get something that's tender if you're looking for more of a flavorful type. Excuse me, Dixie. So the next thing, I got to come all the way down to the end of my mother's yard here, is, where's it at? There it is. Okay. Oh, and dandelion is very good for the liver. It's really one of the best detoxes for the liver. So, okay. Now here you see we have clover. Now I'm sure everyone's familiar with clover, but you might not know that it's clover, or you might not know that you're looking at clover when it's flowering. But if it's not flowering, you're pretty able to identify, because everyone's always looking for a four-leaf clover. Now, this is the flower of the clover. This is a Dutch clover. It's the white ones. And as you can see, it's really late in the season for them to be flowering, but it's very warm today in comparison to what it would normally be at this time of the year. But as you can see, it just kind of scatters, and it runs throughout the yard and will get all over the yard, and that's why people hate them. But they're very good medicinally. Now, these are the white clovers, also known as Dutch clover. But if you can locate in which I have, and I felt like I hit a gold mine. If you can locate red clover, which it will look just like that, but be red or purple, then you are doing amazing. And it's actually being looked at for viral diseases, things like AIDS and HIV and even diabetes and things like real harsh medical conditions. They are actually starting to study that. But it will run you a pretty penny. It's about $25 for a half a pound, I believe, if memory serves me right there. But it's known to help possibly increase fertility. It's just absolutely amazing. So, and these are 3 herbs that are both medicinal and edible that you can use in a time of crisis where you might not have any food or low on vitamins and nutrients. So always go out and forage, guys. You can find, I could find a ton more, but for the sake of keeping the video short, these are just some in my mother's front yard, literally 2-3 steps out of her front door, that you can find probably in your own area as well. So I hope this video is a blessing to you and yours, and I'm going to continue to forage.